Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start our briefing. Just informally, I'm going to explain to the public right now. We are going to move into our briefing at the moment. Then at 9:30, we will cut from our briefing and end that and move into a special meeting and all the process that goes through that. And we'll adjourn at the end of that. That special meeting will be to have a hearing certifying the assessor and the amount of taxes levied for the county purposes. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and begin. This is our briefing for the week of November 29th, 2021. And we're going to go ahead and move right into it with Administrator Mark Neary. Mark?
Good morning, Commissioners. We have a few items for you. I'm going to let Jen jump right in and give you some reminders. Actually, Jen was just in my office, so I'll give you the reminder. We have a official budget hearing, December 6th at 9 a.m. So that's where we'll be formally adopting our 2022 budget. Diane, do you want to talk about the final commission briefing?
Yes, thank you. Good morning. So I just wanted to review the year-end calendar. Right now, our final briefing will be on December 20th, and our final regular commission meeting will be on December 21st. And I wanted to confirm, is the board good with staying with the current schedule being every other Tuesday in 2022, and then we brief every Monday?
I'll start with Commissioner Schutte. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Commissioner Trask?
Yep, I'm good with that as well.
Okay, then I will agree also.
Thank you. And my next item is I'm requesting a temporary position at emergency management be replaced with a permanent position. This is an ask that Ross had actually submitted as a PLR with the 2022 budget. And right now we have just one FTE budgeted in emergency management. We have the 1/3 time manager position in there, but that position's vacant. And I'm asking that this position, it's been in the budget in the past. It was cut in 2017. So I'm asking that position replace the temporary position.
And after talking to you, Diane, I definitely would agree with your concept that this can't be done with one. We have to have the additional staff in order to have a functioning emergency management. But I'm going to open it up to discussions. Sharon Trask, Commissioner Trask, please.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's critical that that position is covered. And if we can find the right person to do that, I think that would be great.
Commissioner Schutte.
Yeah, I'm supportive as well.
Okay, then let's go ahead and move forward with it, Diane.
Thank you. And I'm also asking that we retain the temporary position until the permanent position is filled, and it would just use the budget from that position. So I don't know how long it might take to fill it.
That makes sense to me. Commissioner Schutte, would you agree?
Yeah. Yep.
Commissioner Trask? Yep, we have agreement, Diane.
Thank you. And my next item is we have the EMPG grant. It's the Emergency Management Performance Grant. And it's an ongoing one that we receive every year. And it's $97 more than 2020. It's $35,738. It is anticipated in the budget, and we do need to accept it by like December 7th. So I'm asking if the board is good with accepting it, and I'll put it on that agenda.
I've got a thumb up on one. Commissioner Schutte?
Same, good with me.
Okay, same
Thank you.
here. He gave a finger, but that's all right. I think it still counts the same.
Thanks.
Okay, what do we got next?
Next, I'm bringing an offer that we got from our local YMCA. They'd like to provide our county employees with a gift in the sense that Clara Robbins, the Membership and Wellness Director, is offering county employees a free complimentary pass. So this is a free complimentary day pass where they can go to the new Y, experience what they have to offer there. And if they like it and they want to join, then they would waive the membership fees. So the joining fee, I should say, is anywhere from $25 to $65, depending on whether you're going to join yourself, whether you're a youth or whether you want your whole family to join. I spoke with our prosecuting attorney to verify that it was okay, that the county was able to accept this gift and he didn't see a problem with it. So now I'm bringing it before the commissioners to have you formally accept the gift.
Even above, if it's above 50?
He was not concerned.
Okay. Commissioner Trask, would you like to start? You're still on mute. There you
There
are.
we go. Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea. As long as if it passes Tim's muster, it's good with me.
It
Mr.
does.
Shooty.
Yeah, definitely supportive. Great opportunity for us here at the county.
Yeah, and I'll echo Commissioner Trask. If it passes Tim's mustard, then I am supportive. I think it's great, and I appreciate that they're doing that for us. Just want to make sure it was passed by Tim. I'm good. What else you got?
So the next item I have for you is an opportunity to fill our vacant HR director position with a temporary position, basically a temporary fill. We have the benefit of having our Frank Pinter still on staff through the end of the year. We have 6 contracts that are currently in negotiations, 5 of which are just getting started. Mr. Pinter has an extensive knowledge of the different unions and the individual players on both the management and the union represented side. I think that it would be a huge help to me to allow Frank to stick around. He would extend his retirement to March and he would be here for January and February. I've looked at the budget side of it. I think that it's a fairly minimal impact to our budget. I was able to negotiate with Frank to stick around a little bit longer and help us in doing these. I did offer him, if the board approves, a 5% increase to get him to stick around before and do these additional duties while he would be through the month of February. We recently received a few applicants for our HR director position, which will be actively reviewing those applicants and setting up interviews. I'm hopeful that we could get a new HR director on board by the beginning of February. And that's just holidays and giving an individual at this level of a position. I would imagine that they may need a runway to leave their current job, sometimes longer than 2 weeks. And so I think that beginning of February is a good estimate. Mr. Pinter could then help that individual transition into any of those negotiations that were still happening.
Hey, personally, I think it's an excellent idea. It will definitely give us that historic base that we need through negotiations. And, he served us well the whole time he's been here. So with that being said, I will be in support of it. Commissioner Shooty.
Yeah, I am as well.
Commissioner Trask.
Yep, same.
Oh, there we go. It was an easy one, Mark.
Well, great. I like easy. That's all I have for you, Chair.
Okay, Commission, do you have anything for Mark?
I don't have anything for Mark, but I do have one item for commissioner discussion.
Commissioner Trask, do you have anything for Mark? Thank you very much, Mark. Next up, Commissioner discussion.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair. So I had a phone call last week with Mike Oblazalo from Hood Canal Communications. They're actively pursuing some pretty significant state broadband office grants and are seeking a letter of support for their application. And it was just, if I can get a draft in front of us, would there be any interest in signing on to that for next Tuesday?
To do the job. Are you okay and comfortable with that?
Okay, no problem.
Then that's what we will do. So bring it forward and we'll make it happen, looks like.
Great. Thank you.
Other commissioner discussion? Hearing none, we are way early and cannot start a hearing until it's time. So we are going to go ahead and move for adjournment of this and open back up again as a regular meeting at 9:30 for the hearing. So with that being said, can I entertain a motion to adjourn the briefing?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
It has been moved and second that we adjourn. Hearing no objection, we are adjourned. See you at 9:30. Thank you.
Thanks.
Ready.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start this meeting. We're going to call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting of the Mason County Commission for Monday, November 29th. And we're going to begin with a Pledge of Allegiance. And Jennifer Byerly, would you do us the honor, please, of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, I will. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One
one
nation.
nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Roll call, please. Uh-oh, hold on. Diedrich is there's somebody out there? Here we come. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Barely, Mackenzie. You may have to come a little bit closer. We'll go ahead and move into roll call.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Sharon Trask.
I'm here.
Wonderful. Thank you. We now have a quorum. We're going to move right into our hearing. I'm going to go ahead and open the hearing again. This is a continuation of the hearing from table from November 23rd. Public hearing to certify the county assessor's amount of taxes levied. And we're going to go ahead and go right into a re-explaining by Jennifer Byerly of what's before us, please.
Thank you, commissioners. So as you stated, this is a continued public hearing from November 23rd to certify to the county assessor the amount of taxes levied for county purposes and the amount of taxes levied for current expense and road for 2022. An increase to the current expense and road property tax levies for 2022 may be considered. And just for clarification, the current expense levies were approved by a motion from the commission during the November 23rd meeting. So there are two recommended actions for this continued hearing. The first one is for the road levy, increase the levy by 0% and bank excess capacity. So the recommended action is move to increase the 2022 road property tax levy by 0%, but increase the road property tax levy by 10.66513% over 2021's actual levy in order to reinstate the $1,080,000 levy shift to the current expense levy from the previous year, bank excess capacity, and set the levy at $11,339,000. This includes a diversion of the road levy of $1,080,000 and a levy shift to current expense of $1,080,000. The second recommended action is a resolution certifying '22 road property tax levy resolutions and continue the hearing to the December 7th, 2021 commission meeting at 9:15 a.m. to adopt the resolution certifying to the county assessor the property tax levies for collection in 2022. And I just want to clarify that on this recommended action, it does state in the packet, move to adopt the 2022 current expense and road property tax levy resolutions, but the current expense does not need to be approved as that was approved last week. Any questions or comments at this time?
Now, Commissioners, do you have any questions for staff regarding the presentation? Now, we agreed last week that we would open up for citizen input again, but there was nothing about this. So I'm going to go ahead and move right into citizens input if you're comfortable with that.
Good with me.
Okay, then we will close the aspect of staff's presentation, move to public testimony. Is there anybody in the public who would like to testify at this time? If so, I'd ask you to raise your hand. And I'm going to start with those that raise their hand first, and I'll give somebody an opportunity that doesn't know how to do that later on to go ahead and unmute. But for the moment, I'm going to go with Greg Sipnicki. He has his hand up. Greg, would you like to testify on this hearing?
Yes, I would like to just clarify during the November 23rd meeting, Kevin Schutte went ahead and mentioned that to me and Andrew Makar, who made comments about Belfair Sewer, that we are paying, we're spending money on the Belfair Sewer. I just wanted to clarify that I have no problem with us paying money for the Belfair Sewer. I even mentioned that I was happy with what was discussed about the maintenance of the current system. But I just, my issue is I feel that people, whether they're developers or landowners or other governmental bodies like Bremerton, I feel that people should pay their fair share of it, and that we not borrow money or spend monies that we have when it should be up to developers, landowners, and other, so I just wanted to clarify that I don't have any problem with our county spending money on the Belfair sewer system.
Thank you, Greg. Now, because we're in a public hearing, people are allowed to say whatever they want, but I'd ask, if possible, to please, for anybody that wants to testify on the hearing itself regarding the resolutions that are before us.
Oh, okay.
But again, it's a weird situation. During public testimony, you are allowed to speak, and we're supposed to take in everything you say. So it's an
okay. I'm not real familiar with the process, so I thank you for giving me some latitude. Thank you very much.
Now, with that being said, again, we're not going to control what you say during the public hearing, but I would ask that it be pertinent to the issues that are before us. Is there anybody else who would like to speak to the commission regarding this hearing? Okay, now I will give you an opportunity to unmute yourself and say your name. This will allow me to call on you and give you an opportunity to speak. So if you don't know how to raise your hand and would like to still speak and testify during the public hearing, I would ask you to unmute yourself, say your name, and give me an opportunity to call on you. One more time, unmute yourself, say your name, give me an opportunity to call on you. Hearing none, I'm going to go ahead and close public testimony and move to commissioner deliberation and or a motion. Commissioner Schutte?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I move to increase the 2022 road property tax levy by 0%, increase the road property tax levy by 10.66513% over 2021's actual levy in order to reinstate the $1,080,000 levy shift to the current expense levy from the previous year, bank excess capacity, and set the levy at $11,339,000. This includes a diversion of the road levy of $1,080,000 and a levy shift of current expense of $1,080,000.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
It has been moved and seconded to increase the 2022 road property tax levy by 0%, increase the road property tax levy by 10.66513% over the 2021 actual levy in order to reinstate the $1,080,000 levy shift to the current expense levy from the previous year, bank excess capacity, and set the levy at $11,339,000. This includes a diversion of the road levy of $1,080,000 and a levy shift to the current expense of $1,080,000. Are there any further comments or statements? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. I am ready to discuss item number 2, resolution certifying levies to the assessor due November 30th. Commissioner Schutte, because she may not have that in front of her, can you?
I do.
Oh, do you have it in front of you? Okay.
Yep, I do. I move that we adopt the 2022 the 2022 road property tax levy resolutions and continue the hearing to December 7th, 2021 commission meeting at 9:15 a.m. to adopt the resolution certifying to the county assessor the property tax levies for collection in 2022.
Second.
Okay, I need a clarification just to make sure we are not, in the actual verbiage was to not do current expense. You meant to remove that from the motion, correct?
Right.
Okay, with that being said, we would need clarification just for the record. Do you agree with that as well, Commissioner Sheedy?
I do.
Okay, with that being said, are there any comments, or it's been moved and seconded that to adopt the 2022 road property tax levy resolution and continue the hearing to the December 7th, 2021 commission meeting at 9:15 a.m. to adopt the resolution certifying to the county assessor the property tax levies for collection in 2022. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. The hearing is closed. With that, we are at the end of our agenda. And on a special meeting, nothing further can occur. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Hearing no objection, we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for coming. And again, there's no wrong answers. Everybody did right. We just we'll work on how we do it. I'll make a better and clearer presentation the next time. Have a great day, everybody, and I hope everybody has a fun day.
Thank you.
Bye. Great job, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Go ahead and get started. Welcome back, everybody. We're coming back into our briefing. We are moving into our State Auditor Exit Conference. I'm going to go ahead and start with Leo, and then the lead for the State Auditor's Office will be Amy. Leo, is there anything you'd like to add from the beginning on this?
Nope, not really. I just want to thank everyone for their participation during the audit process. My appreciation to the State Auditor's Office for all their work, and I'll go ahead and let them start their presentation.
Thank you very much, Leo. And again, we all very much appreciate you. So next up, if you don't mind, I'm going to pass it over to you, Amy, and we'll let you begin your process.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks. Tammy's going to go ahead and pull up the presentation on her screen, and while she's doing that, we'll get started. So thanks so much for the opportunity to be here today and share the results of the county's most recent audit. As you said, my name is Amy Strelka. I'm the new audit manager for Team Port Orchard. And with me today is Cheryl Friesen, who was the audit supervisor, and Tammy Lane, who was the audit lead. So before we get started, we just want to note that the presentation we have prepared for you today represents an overall summary of our audit results. So to supplement the presentation, Tammy will have sent out a packet of information to you that includes draft copies of the audit reports and some additional information. So as we are moving through our presentation, we will be referencing where you can find more information in your packet. So one of the most important things about audits is their role in increasing trust in government. Our audits are able to do this because the public trusts the Auditor's Office as an independent organization that provides transparent examinations of the operations of state and local governments. Another important role of audits is their ability to identify areas where efficiency can be improved and where you can be more effective in complying with requirements. And then they can also tell you where you're already working efficiently and effectively. So the goal of our meeting today is to make sure that you understand the results of your audit and then to answer any questions that you might have. So I'm going to turn it over to Cheryl to share the results of the financial audit.
Cheryl, you're muted. I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you so much. I always forget to unmute.
Hey, no problem. We know what you said was absolutely brilliant, and we'll never be able to catch it again.
Well, it was mainly thanking Amy for turning it over to me. So we conducted a financial statement audit for the period of January 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2020. The objective of the financial statement audit is to issue an opinion as to whether the information included in the financial statements can be relied upon to make decisions. So first and foremost, we are pleased to report that we are issuing a unmodified or clean opinion on the county's financial statements, And this is most definitely the opinion you want to receive because it provides assurance that the financial statements are stated fairly and are materially correct. Couple things to note is that the county prepares its financial statements using the cash basis method of reporting, which is authorized under the state of Washington through the Budgeting, Accounting, and Reporting Systems Manual, or the BARS Manual. So this method of reporting is utilized by the majority of local governments in our state. So it's very, very common. However, we are required to disclose in the report whenever a government is reporting on anything other than GAAP. And because the county is reporting on a cash basis, we are issuing a dual opinion of which is adverse on the reporting of GAAP, which is a more comprehensive reporting model. Ooh, words are tough, sorry. So we are also required to consider compliance with applicable laws, regulations, contracts, or grant agreements where non-compliance could affect the fair presentation of the financial statements. In the report, you will see we noted no instances of non-compliance that could be material to the financial statements. And the results of the financial audit are detailed on pages 4 through 38 of the packet. In relation to the financial statement audit, we did find that there are no uncorrected misstatements remaining in the audited financial statements, and none of the misstatements corrected by management during the audit were material to the financial statements as a whole. We are issuing as part of the report, we are issuing a finding for the county's financial condition. So during the audit, we identified concerns regarding the financial condition of the Belfair Sewer and Russellwood Water Funds. We're reporting these concerns as a finding, which is detailed on pages 9 through 13 of the packet. The county's corrective action plan for this finding are located on pages 35 and 36 of the packet. So in brief, the finding states that the declining financial condition of the Belfair Sewer Fund and the Russellwood Water and Sewer Fund put the utilities at risk of not meeting their financial obligations. The Belfair Sewer Fund still does not generate enough revenue to meet the scheduled debt payments, and the county subsidized the Belfair Sewer Fund with $1.25 million in REIT taxes and sales taxes to help make the required debt payments. And for Russellwood Water, we found that the fund has not generated enough revenue and does not have adequate reserves to complete the needed capital improvements. And without the use of REIT funds, the Russellwood Water and Sewer Fund would not generate enough revenue to cover operating expenditures. So we recommend to the Board of County Commissioners to continue to update the financial plan for the Belfair Sewer Fund to reflect the actual planned activity and address how it will improve the financial condition and expansion, and to address the Russellwood Water and Sewer Fund's financial condition by implementing a usage-based system and developing a plan as needed to ensure that the desired results are achieved. We also noted that the county received findings in the prior 5 audits regarding the declining financial condition of the Belfair Sewer and Russellwood Water and Sewer Funds. So as part of our audit, we did conduct follow-up procedures on the prior audit finding, as we just discussed, related to the financial condition. We conducted a number of procedures to follow up on this issue, and our audit found the prior audit finding is partially corrected. So the summary schedule of prior audit findings is included in, including the county's corrective actions taken, is included in our report and located on pages 18 to 21 of the packet. And the last part of the financial audit that I'd like to discuss is the management letter regarding the classification of the external investment pool. As a quick reminder, management letters are not included in our report, but they are referenced. And while it's still a public document, the letter is not published on our website. In the packet, we've included a copy of the management letter, which includes the cover page, as you can see on the slide. And the full version of the letter is included in the packet on pages 46 and 47. Briefly, I'm going to discuss the details that are shown in the second page of this letter. So during fiscal year 2020, the BAR's manual guidance regarding fiduciary fund reporting changed. So the changes included modification to criteria for classification of existing fiduciary fund types and the addition of new fiduciary fund types. Our audit found that the county did not implement the changes correctly, and incorrectly classified investments in the custodial fund rather than the external investment pool per the new guidance. In addition, the county did not include the required external investment pool note disclosure in their notes to the financial statements. We recommend that the county strengthen internal controls to ensure that BAR's manual changes are implemented and financial statements and notes are accurate and complete. I'd also like to point out that the county did correct these errors during the audit. Are there any questions on the financial audit?
Commissioners, do you have any questions?
Not at this time.
None for me.
Nope, we don't. Please continue.
Perfect. So I'm going to actually turn the meeting over to Tammy, who is going to discuss the results of the single and accountability audits.
Thank you, Cheryl. Our single audit covers the same period as the financial audit, so January 1st of 2020 to December 31st of 2020. We conduct the single audit to determine if the county is in compliance with federal grants. It's to ascertain if everything has been materially covered and then the requirements receiving federal funding. We did not identify any material weaknesses or significant deficiencies in internal controls. However, we did identify instances of non-compliance that were required to be reported. The report for a single audit is included along with the financial report. So in the packet, that is pages 4 through 38. Included in the audit report is the schedule of prior findings. This is for the Schools and Roads Grant, which is CFDA 10665. We did follow-up procedures related to the finding from the prior year, which was over-reporting. We determined that this was fully corrected, and so the issue has been resolved. You can view this on page 22 of the packet. We thank the county for its responsive actions taking in resolving this control issue. For our single audit for fiscal year 2020, our program was the COVID-19 Coronavirus Relief Fund. These expenditures were approximately 68% of the total CFA. In this program, we did have a finding which was over period of performance. While our audit found that the county had complied with most of the requirements examined, this was the one area that there was non-compliance found. During our testing, we identified $121,598 of expenditures that while they were allowable activities for the grant, they were outside of the period of performance. Period of performance being the actual date of the grant when the activity should be allowed. Uniform guidance requires that any question cost above $25,000 to be reported as a finding. We recommend the county improve its monitoring of the costs it charges to federal programs to ensure that they're incurred during the period of performance. The county took quick action in reaching out to the granting agency to replace these costs as they found more allowable costs within the period of performance to use for reimbursement. This information is included in the county's response within the finding. Does anybody have any questions over this for the period of performance?
Any questions, commissioners?
Not for me.
Not for me.
Okay. I will go ahead and we'll move on to the accountability audit, which is for the same period. The accountability audit, the purpose of that is to ascertain whether the county complied with state laws, regulations, grants, contracts, its own policies and procedures. In addition, these audits also look at whether in general the county has adequate controls to safeguard public funds. Under the heading Results in Brief, you will see that our audit found that the county operation complied with all applicable laws, regulations, and policies, ensuring the safeguarding of public resources. The results of this report is in the packet on pages 39 through 45. We use a risk-based approach in determining what areas we will look at for our accountability audit. On the slide is a list of all the areas we looked at. I will briefly go over a few to explain what we looked at with each. For example, accounts payable. We looked at 3 separate areas. The general county warrants totaling $2.3 million. Public Works is they have a different process, which was $2.5 million, and utilities, which was $1.1 million. We determined whether the expenditures were allowable, approved, and properly supported. For procurement, we looked at a public works project, 2 A&E contracts, which are architectural and engineering, and also change orders regarding A&E contracts. For use of restricted funds, this is regarding the hotel motel taxes. As per RCW 67.28.1815 through 1817, there are requirements as to what expenditures can be paid for with these funds. And so we did take a review of that and audit to determine if the county is ensuring that those are applicable expenditures. And as we talked about in the first slide, we have no problems and no items to report in our report regarding this. Does anybody have any questions about the accountability audit results?
Questions, commissioners?
Not for me.
Nope. Thank you.
Before I hand it over to Amy to go through some small administrative tasks, I want to thank county management and officials for their assistance and cooperation during our audit. This includes Casey and Todd with the health department, Kelly Berg for her availability and support with our single audit, as well as procurement, Loretta and the public works department, Hannah, Michelle, Shannon, and Paige with finance, and Cheryl with the GEL, along with Heather and Lisa with the treasurer's office. Also, a special thank you to Leo, who kept in constant communication and coordinating efforts with the many different departments that we look at. We really appreciate all of his help. With that, I'll go ahead and hand it over to you, Amy.
Great, thank you. So just a couple more things before we wrap up. One thing I want to bring to your attention is Tracker. So sometimes it's a struggle to locate prior audit results. This can be because of turnover in key staff or just misplacing the paper files of those audit recommendations. So our office created a tracker tool to help you better manage audit information and then provide more timely updates to the public. So Tracker is available through our client portal on the website and allows you to access prior audit recommendations. So it's a really great tool to help you easily find prior audit findings and management letters without having to keep track of the paper files. And it also allows you to provide interim status updates on any progress that you've made correcting those items. So the status updates for all findings and management letters are visible to county employees and then audit staff. But the status updates on findings are also available to the public. So you can use that as a tool to provide interim status updates to the public in between one audit and the next. Because, for instance, with the couple findings that we're issuing this year, when we come back next year, we will audit the updated status of that and put that out in our audit report. But if you have updates in between, you're welcome to put them on in the tracker, and it shows as like not audited yet, but it's still available to the public. So once the audit is concluded, Leo, the county will need to go out and update the status of the prior audit findings in tracker for the findings that we followed up on this year in our audit, and make sure that the status of those matches the status that was in the published audit report. And then we encourage you to go ahead and make updates on the new findings as well. There's information on how to do that in the client portal, and there's a couple of help documents, but if you have questions as you're doing it, you're welcome to reach out to Tammy and she'll help you with that as well. So as far as closing remarks, we're pleased to report that our audit costs are within the original estimate we had at the beginning of the audit. Your next audit is scheduled for summer of 2022, and it's going to have the same scope as this audit: accountability for public resources, financial statement audit, and a federal programs audit. And the estimated cost for that audit is included in your packet on page 2. As far as report publication, we expect the county's reports to be published on our website. I would expect they'll go out this Thursday. If not, it'll be next Monday. If you haven't already, you can sign up to receive email notifications when reports are released, as well as other news and articles, including resources that our office publishes. Our team will receive an advance copy of that report before it gets published, and we'll use it to complete the data collection form, which is the final step in the single audit. So Leo, once we've got that all filled out and the report uploaded, I will email you to let you know, and you can go ahead and review and certify and submit. You don't need to wait for me to submit on my end, and then we'll be done with the single audit. In addition, when the report gets released, an audit survey will go out, and that will go to Leo as well. And you are welcome to forward it to anyone else at the county that would like to provide feedback. We really appreciate getting that feedback, and we use it to improve our process going forward.
Okay.
So that is it for our exit. Or any other questions from anyone before we wrap up?
No, Commissioner Schutte, do you have any questions or comments?
No questions, but just a word of thanks to the audit team and our staff here at the county for getting through this. Again, another virtual one, but definitely appreciate all the effort, both on the county and state side.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Trask?
Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for a job well done. And you are absolutely right. Our team is amazing. We've got Leo and Jennifer and Lisa and Paige and Hannah, so many, and they do an incredible job. So, and thank you very much.
And I will echo the same comments. Thank you to all of our staff for all the hard work. Leo, Jennifer, all of you guys are incredible. And to the state auditor staff, again, thank you for your patience and understanding and going through this, especially during the COVID time. I'd like to ask a special request that when you go and you see your boss, Pat, that you tell her that I said hi. I had the pleasure of actually working with her and serving with her, and found her to be an absolutely fantastic person and a great elected official. And I'm not saying it for any other reason except for I actually enjoyed her competence. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys very much for joining us. And with that, See nothing else. Commissioners, do you have anything else you'd like to discuss before we adjourn?
No.
With that, I'll entertain a motion.
Move we adjourn.
I'll second.
Hearing no objection, we are adjourned. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.